Hello, hello. I don't know if I have anyone here yet. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Doing my first pop up. I didn't pre schedule it or anything, so hopefully a couple people will show up. We'll see. Geek Boy is here. Hello. There we go. Now the numbers are going up. Slow day for the streams. Hi, Mark. How are you? All right. Yeah, it's the first day of my 4-day weekend, and I've been watching a lot of replays. Hello, Bunny Viper. Um, I've been watching a lot of the replays that I missed during work and everything. Um, and then I saw that there wasn't going to be much on the calendar, or there is some stuff on the calendar, but not much is happening. So I figured, all right, I'll do a pop up. I do not have a topic at hand whatsoever. If anybody cares to join me, let me know. I'll send you the link. All right, we got Geek Boy, we got Mark, we got Bunny Viper, probably a couple lurkers. Let's see here. All right, looks like the alert's probably just going out now. So how is everybody? What's going on? I'm going to pay attention to chat since I don't have anybody up here with me. Alshon, hello, sir. Yes, I am going to ACLC tomorrow. I have been doing water changes and bagging, or not bagging yet, well, bagging plants and catching fish and stuff like that. I'm trying to clean up a little bit the tanks and make room and just clean up a little bit. I'm gonna probably downsize just a tiny bit, or at least clean everything up, because I want to buy a house and I want it to happen soon. So, Geek Boy is getting tanks ready. Oh, must be going on vacation. All right, that's exciting. Yeah, I did some strategic scheduling with my days off. And hello, Bex. Hopefully, you're doing lots of drawing and making YouTube material. Um, First of my 4 days off, I did some strategic scheduling, and I did a bunch of days straight so I could have a nice long weekend. Tomorrow I'll be at ACLC. Sunday I'm going to do a half a shift at my part-time job. Other than that, I don't think I have any plans, which is exciting because I really don't want to do much driving. Gas prices are through the roof here, and I'm sure everywhere else. So, going to be passing through the Springs again this weekend. All right. The number's going up. If anyone cares to join me on stream, on panel, let me know. Thank you, Bex. Yes, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please do so. I would appreciate that. Can I make the Bucks County picnic? I believe that's in the end of July. My schedule is not finalized for the month, but what I'll normally I would be working on that day, Alshon, but what I'm probably going to do is switch my days off so that I can make it. As long as we don't have anything going on at work, I'll be able to work Sunday instead of Saturday. Even you unlovely people hit it too. Yes, please. Yes. I don't even know how I'm doing with subscribers. That's a good point. Let me look at that. 109. That's more than I ever thought I would have. So thank you, everyone. Let's see, what else we got going on here? There's Jenna. Hello, Jenna. Content, analytics. I am quite fascinated by statistics, so this is always interesting to look at. By far, my top stream so far was, of course, with the creators of I Am a Snail, with 174 views. That's exciting. And thank you again to everybody that was on panel with me for that. And then there drops down to 113 for one of my regular Saturday ones. I'm not sure what that is. Might be my first one, I'm not sure. And then it drops down from there. But it's definitely more than I ever thought. Atkins, hello, kind sir. How are you? All right. 4:24 a.m. Saturday morning. Is that what time it is where you are, Mark? I hope not, because 4:24 should not exist. The only thing that should be happening at that time of the day is sleep. That is for sure. All right. Poor Misfit. He is having some technical difficulties thanks to his dog. That's a shame. Who else we got here? Not much going on in chat. I'm all right. Hope everyone's doing well today. Jenna, are you able to update us on how Steven's doing? Hello, Debbie. 725 here. So where is everyone from? I think Mark's in Australia, maybe? Debbie, I have no clue. Yeah, Aussie time. There we go. That's when you posted had a decent space. Alshon, that is, I have not visited any houses that I'm looking at. I simply, unfortunately, I'm just dreaming. I'm working on getting pre-approved still. The banks are not being as easygoing as Debbie's in England, okay. The banks aren't quite as flexible as they normally would be, I guess, because of how good the market is for sellers. So, every time I save up money, something crappy happens in life. Had a heart attack, had a car accident, pandemic. This week it was tires and an oil change. And apparently, as with every shortage there is in life these days, there's one for tires too. And their prices have jumped up also, which completely sucks. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, Alshon says my 401k is now a 201k. I haven't even looked at what mine is. I don't even know. I know I got one. I try not to pay any attention to it. Bunny Viper is in Louisiana, from Louisiana, but living in Oklahoma. That's a state I've never been in. I've been in Louisiana, but I've never been to Oklahoma. Do you have a buggy with a fringe on top? You know, I didn't do my banner. Let's do the banner. All right, there we go. Keystone Clash. Steve, unfortunately, isn't in pain. That's really good to hear. But is now on strong antibiotics to get the infection down. And then we go back on Monday for a procedure to hopefully get him back to normal. That sucks. We're thinking of him. I'm glad he's not in pain, though antibiotics can definitely be challenging to be on at times also, so that sucks. But at least he's not in pain. Yeah. Keeping him in our thoughts for sure. Bunny Viper just had to spend $700 on tires and another $300 on a dehumidifier. Not my plans for some of that money. Yeah, exactly, Bunny. My tires and oil change came to $760. And luckily, I was putting away money for it. I knew it was going to happen soon. Wasn't quite ready for it to happen, so I left work and had a flat. What else is going on? So yeah, I found some houses that would be absolutely perfect for me. However, just not quite ready for it yet. Been working on my credit score. With some of the previous crises of life, it did go down a little bit. During when I was out of work for the heart attack and the pandemic and the car accident and stuff like that. So it's going up. It's definitely come a long ways, and it's just about there. So yeah, really soon. So like I said, at the start of that whole rant, I'm trying to clean up a little bit to get rid of stuff I don't need, so that when I'm ready, because I've heard with the way the market is right now, as soon as you find something, you got to move on it, and it can happen very quickly. So I'm trying to be ready. Greg's Planet Tanks, hello, thank you for joining us. This is just a pop-up. I have nothing to talk about. It's about whatever, because nobody else was going. And if someone else does decide to go live or is on the schedule or whatever and starts up, let me know. I'll stop right away. Also, since I am off work, I'm trying to be as active as I can at my volunteer firehouse during these 4 days. So if something does come in, I might leave you all. I'm sorry. Bunny says they weren't even great tires, but they'll suffice at that price. Yeah, that's exactly what I ran into also. When I called around, the places nearby either had a really crappy tire or a really high-end tire. And those prices would have been like, instead of 700, it would have been 1,000 for 4 tires. So I said, how quickly can you get the mid-grade tire in? And I actually had to wait a day, which sucked also. But I did get them in, and they're on. With as much commuting as I do for work to get there, I definitely needed it. And Mark, just like you're saying to Bunny, my tires were getting pretty bald, so it was time. I knew it was coming. Alshon had facial swelling recently also, just like Steven. Yep, taking all the meds. That's one thing I hate doing too, is taking meds. I went from being on hardly any, like 1 or 2, to 10 now for my heart attack. So, what else is going on, everyone? Check these messages, make sure it's not someone saying that they're going live or anything like that. Got a message about the clash here. Okay. They were so bad the car shook, long overdue. I've definitely been to that point, Bunny. Not this time around, but I definitely have been to that point for sure. What is this? Okay. All right. Sorry, everyone. My phone just blew up, so just make sure it's nothing important. Up to 15 people here. That's exciting. Hello, everyone that's joining us. That number just jumped up. And okay, that's just saying that I'm live. Fishfam.link. Wonderful. The co-op goes live in 30 minutes. Okay, I will stop then. That is not a problem. Just let me know when that does happen. I guess that's going to be at 3 o'clock. Still needing judges. Is Mark a judge? We're not quite at the point that we can announce judges yet. To my knowledge, I'm not the one handling it. But I do believe we have reached out to Mark and have been in contact with him. I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet. And we don't know who's doing what classes. Let me think here. Who else? We've had a couple other that we're going to judge, but unfortunately I've had to back out. But the list of judges for the class is growing. We do need more, though. One challenge we're running into right now is to be AKA certified for the killifish. We have to have a certified, AKA certified judge to run it. And as of right now, I'm not aware of anyone that is certified that's attending. So I'm working through that. Yeah, it's definitely on my list of things to accomplish this weekend, though. So it can be quite a bit running a show like this. I'm very fortunate to have a great team working on it with me, but it's a lot of work. So usually on my 2 days off, I dedicate at least a half a day every week to doing stuff for the Clash. So this week, that's one of my challenges that I will figure out. Mark says to Bunny, I had to replace tires on a Nissan about a year ago. Cost $800. That sucks. Okay, so talking about the co-op. Mark is ridiculous. Oh, Mark is ridiculous, yes. If you don't get it by the 25th, I can have it dropped off at the hotel for you. Okay, thanks. So we're working on a new storage location for all of our stuff for the Clash. I apologize for drifting away. That's what I was working on there. We're actually getting one that's attached to the hotel. So that's going to be a huge relief for us for setup and breakdown, and for our wonderful friend that has been holding everything for us. He'll be able to get a lot of his shop back, so that's exciting. Mains, Tails, Furs, and Fins. Hello, Jess. Great stream this morning. Alright. There's Debbie. I already said hello to her. What else is going on, everyone? Say hello in the chat. If there's something you want to talk about, let me know. Again, I really don't have a topic. Anyone in here that's going to ACLC tomorrow? We'll talk about what I'm bringing to the auction. That's Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. There's some big local stuff going around for the clubs this month and next month. A lot of picnics and stuff like that, which is exciting. Alshon, I assume Joel is bringing fish, so he can't judge. How about Gary Hawes? So Joel is not a certified judge, but he is a past judge, so he is working on becoming one again. So if he's not able to be the head judge, he'll be able to assist. He is bringing fish in also, so he won't be able to judge in those categories. And Gary Haas is not attending, to my knowledge. If he is, he did say he's not interested in judging right now. Bunny just said a little higher up in the chat that Steven has an infection with swelling. He is not in any pain, thank goodness. He's on antibiotics and goes back next week for a follow-up. How do you become a judge? So, Atkins, that's a good question. Different organizations have different requirements. So, for like cichlids, for the Cichlid Association, they have certain requirements. The Killifish Association has different requirements. The Betta organization has different requirements, etc., etc. So if our show is going to be sanctioned by one of those organizations, we have to follow their requirements. If we are not going to be sanctioned by that organization, then we can do it however we want. So being sanctioned by different organizations helps with participation. Sometimes they'll give you money, they'll give you awards, and people that are active in those organizations want you to be sanctioned so that it counts for points and stuff like that. So typically, I believe we are sanctioned by the Cichlid Club or the Cichlid Association and the Killifish organization. So we need certified judges. And again, they have different requirements. I believe the AKAs is you have to judge, you have to assist in judging twice, then you have to be a judge being observed twice, and your scoring has to be close to the person that's teaching you, basically. So that's that process. I don't know about the other organizations. Guppy judges are serious people. Yes, that is for sure. Sorry, my nose is itching. So otherwise, if we're not being sanctioned, or if it's a class that's not sanctioned, I should say, someone that's really knowledgeable with the species. So Mark Denera, for example, that Alshon's asking about, is extremely knowledgeable with many different species. Another good example would be like Gary Lang for rainbows. He would be really good. Mo Devlin, I believe we have reached out to him. I'm not positive. Again, there's different, for the Clash, I'm the chairperson. We have the 2 assistant chair people. And then we have a whole committee. And there are 2 people that are in charge of the show that are reaching out to everyone. And I'm helping them out, of course. And I oversee everyone under me. But I definitely don't like to micromanage by any means. Ted for Live Bears, yes, that might be one that is finalized, I believe. Last I heard. So, yes. Like I said, we are working on, we already have some lined up, just working on confirmations and stuff like that. Yeah. So, it's a big commitment because it is time consuming. And it's a lot easier when it's someone who's already planning on attending, such as Ted. Ted Coletti. So, that would be good. For sure. Let's see. Okay, not my district. All right. I am excited for the fish show though at the Clash. Hopefully, it's going to be bigger than last year. Last year was a little slow. I think we had close to 300 entries. We've had more than that in the past, though. I know we've had about 400 in the past. So that would be nice. And we got a much bigger space, so we'll be able to make that a bigger area. And if we need to expand the show, we can. We hope to be able to. Tooth pain is the worst, and an infection in the bone. Yeah, it sucks. Really sucks. What else is going on, everyone? If you have questions about the Clash, let me know. Who in the chat is coming to the Clash? We do have some aquascapers signing up, which is really exciting. I think we are up to 3 or 4 so far. I know Grant and Shelby separately from Garden of Eden are going to be aquascaping. They will also have a vendor table. Bunny, we got to get you there. We got to get you there. Jen and Steven are definitely coming. Yes, I am so excited to meet you guys. I know there was a lot of fish fan people there last year, but I really I was not familiar with the fish fan last year. I didn't really know it was that big of a group by any means. I met Rico. I didn't really have conversations with Rico. Only 1 or 2, I think it was. But I did get to meet him. Who else? Obviously, Alshon. I've known him a lot longer. Susie Q. I already knew Susie Q. Oh, and Skipper, of course. Really, the only ones that I know of, or knew of them, I should say. So I'm excited to meet everyone else. Atkins, I wish. So if it's not personal, anyone that's saying I wish, please either here or separately in Messenger, let me know why you can't. if there's anything I can do to help get you there, I will try my hardest. I want to meet everyone. I want as many people to attend as I possibly can. I want you to be able to come and have a good time. One big thing in the hobby is enabling one another. So I'd love to get you there. It's a great time. I don't get anything out of it whatsoever. Even as chairperson, I pay a registration fee. It's discounted, but I do. Anyone on the committee does get a discounted registration, but we all do still pay money. We all do. And, some years it's higher than others too. It all depends on what we're projecting and everything like that. But, if there's anything I can do to get you there, I'm all about it, for sure. So, what's everyone excited for at the Clash? What are some of the things that you're excited for? I know one of my favorite things is always the auction. I love the auction. It's a lot of work, but I do enjoy it. I've seen some great speakers there for sure. Gary Lang, Rachel Leary, Chris Biggs. A lot of great speakers for sure. What else? Give a Kid a Tank is always fun to watch. The vendor room, this is probably going to be the best vendor room ever for the Clash. In the past, it's been pretty small, so I can't say it's been one of my favorite parts in the past. Alright, Bunny Viper. I've been scaping a 20-gallon, if you want to call it that. Just wanting to get a bunch of plants in, but I have 2 cool pieces of wood to choose from. That's awesome. That will make it look nice. Plan on putting peat puffers and celestial pearl daniels. Amazing. I do not really scape any of my tanks yet. As soon as I really learned about aquascaping, it's when I got it in my head that I need to buy a damn house. So I'm not really paying much attention to how my tanks look, more so just what's in them. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to try, and I definitely want to go from, right now I have 320 highs. I'll of course keep them, but going forward I want to try to get 20 longs. 20 longs, 40 breeders, and I definitely want some of those new low boy 60s. That would be really nice. Atkins, I got to work and make more PTO, and I'm on the West Coast in Oregon. It will be the biggest trip for me. Well, Atkins, I do know that there are people from your area that are coming. But hey, if you can't make it this year, plan now for 2023. This is an annual event, right? Maybe next year. Yes, it is an annual event. It's been going on, Alshon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say since maybe 2016 or 2017. And we are already working on the plans for the 2023 Clash. It's going to be at the same venue, most likely. Definitely. I'm not sure. Nothing is signed yet, but yes, it's going to be at the same venue, probably. And even bigger, believe it or not. So we're already working on it, which is amazing. So plan now for 2023. Misfit, hello, sir. Sorry you're having a crappy day. Misfit, are you still going to have game night tomorrow night? I don't know if you have other technology you can do the stuff on, or if someone else can run it for you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I just decided to go live because nobody else was. At least 2015. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. Hello, Jenny Lynn. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. There is no topic at hand. Just BSing. If there's anything you want to talk about, though, feel free to bring it up. I'm all about it. Checking my phones. Make sure no one else is going. Let's see here. That's right. Oops. There we go. There's the calendar. So, yeah, nobody else is going, according to Fish Fam Link. So, what else is going on? Anything exciting? What's this? Nothing. Crazy aquarium stories. Jenna P., you want to come up and tell us crazy aquarium stories? I'll send you the link. I don't really have any crazy aquarium stories. Honestly, my life in the hobby is a crazy aquarium story. One of my favorite. Oh, what we got here? Our club is having our second annual event. I'll be helping them again this year. Glad to have an event on the West Coast now. Atkins, I'm assuming you're talking about Fishtoberfest with Kenny. I'm assuming. Which sounds very exciting. When Kenny told me about Fishtoberfest, when he was on stream with me, I am amazed at how many people attended. I'm very happy to hear it. It's a great thing to hear. I'm just amazed. I want to say he said it was like 800 people or something like that. Which, excuse me. That's amazing. We get, I'll say, between 100 and 200. So, at the aquarium where I work. So yeah, I'm glad to hear Fishtoberfest gets so many people. I think that's probably unheard of on this side of the country. Chat is in members only mode for co-op. Okay, so if anyone does want to leave to go over to co-op, I understand completely. No hard feelings by any means. All right, so so Jenna, good idea. So I'm not going to say where I work, but I work at a public aquarium. Not that I think I would get in any trouble or anything like that, but I like to keep work separate and stuff like that. I have a great job. But I'm in charge of safety, security, and anything related to that. So different crazy things. I've been there about a year and a half now. It's interesting. This past weekend, a person went around stanchions, the ribbons. Please don't yawn. The last 40 minutes of the night shift. I'm sorry to hear that, Mark. I do apologize. I know it is contagious. We actually had a guest. I'm pretty positive it was a guest. Go around stanchions, around a couple barriers, go through a door that says "Do not enter," and got into a stairwell. And there was a bucket there, a little silver pail that a biologist left there for 2 minutes while he went to adjust a valve. This bucket is for holding the hippo food. It was pretty empty. The hippo feed was already done. And the guest peed in it. He was not supposed to be in this area, and he sure as heck wasn't supposed to be peeing in this area. That's one of the top crazy ones. What other stories do I want to tell? Should I tell? Can I tell? I had a child accidentally walk away from his family and followed another family thinking it was his out the building, across the up the walkway, across the street, and through 2 parking lots. And that's when the family noticed, hey, you're not my kid, and had to and contacted the police. And meanwhile, while that's happening, his family came to us and said, hey, I can't find my kid. So we're looking through the building for the child. Swimming with the penguins. So local children like to come to the aquarium, jump the fence, and go swimming in our outdoor penguin exhibit. The penguins are locked up in the building. They're not outside at night. And yeah, they have swim parties in the penguin exhibit. So it's never amazing what does happen. What was it? Something just happened yesterday. I forget what it was. Yeah, every day amazes us. So, all right, what else is going on in chat? Atkins, it was crazy. So many people showed up just for the first event, trying to convince them to do a little saltwater. That would be nice. The Keystone Clash is not freshwater only. However, we usually don't get that much saltwater participation. However, this year we do have multiple vendors that are saltwater vendors. Also, we will have, I think we got stuff from Bulk Reef Supply that's going to be raffled or in the auction. And people are more than welcome to put saltwater stuff in the fish show. So yeah, that will be happening. Alshon, how are the Goodeids going? Okay, that's exciting. I'm not even going to try to say the names. They are sizing up and starting to show color, which is exciting. The female does look a little on the plump side, so that's nice to see. Maybe they'll start breeding, spawning. I also have, in addition to the Dodriel, or however the heck you say those, that I got from you, I also have red tails Goodeids. Not positive on the location, possibly Lion's Eye. And I do have a couple of Mika Splendens still also over in that tank over there. I was not familiar. I still shouldn't say I am familiar, but not familiar with the Goodeids up until recently, and I really do like them. I had no clue they were live bears. I like live bears because they're easier than dealing with the killifish eggs. Speaking of killifish eggs, I successfully just hatched a few Aphyosemian Australia golds, or oranges, whatever you want to call them. I kind of put them together. So I do have some fry of them. And I successfully hatched literally one, Blue Galaris Poland Line 15 egg, which has been a challenge of mine for probably a few months now. I did just wet another handful of them, but I don't see any fry yet. I would really like to get some more of those. They are very colorful. Most of the freshwater, saltwater hobby here seems to be not as popular. We actually do have a... I don't think that's me. We actually do have a local saltwater club here, which is really nice. It's very difficult to attend their meetings though with my work schedule. But we do have a club. There's actually a pretty good size hobby saltwater hobbyists around. We do have a saltwater store here in Delaware, which is really nice. And I'm trying to think, a couple of the stores do have saltwater fish also, the other stores. Alshon, I still have a Bulk Reef Supply RODI system that was going to be in the 2020 auction. If we have a holiday party, I will bring them there for the raffle. I won the RODI system at the last auction, if memory serves me correct, and then I put it in an auction because I could not use it living in an apartment. Once I buy a house, I will be looking for one though. Jess says, I'm having the hardest time with my Blue Galaris killing eggs, period. Yes, the Blue Galaris will eat as often as they can. Anything that they can, as often as they can. It's something that I've learned. So you really got to feed them heavy. Also, there's something in bloodworms that they need to help the eggs be fertile. I don't know what it is, but there is something. Someone else probably knows a lot better than me. But yeah, feeding heavy is the biggest thing that I found. And you got to pick the eggs and incubate them. I mean, you don't have to. You could colony breed them. They could hatch in there. But the glares are just too big of pigs that they'll eat them. So it's really difficult. You got to pick those eggs. Now the spore and bird eye, they are not as bad about eating the eggs and eating the fry. I have found. I have those with an under gravel filter. Put some peat moss mixed in with the soil, or mixed in with the gravel, and I've successfully been raising them, especially if you have some floating plants. Pachypanchex patriciae, I have found one fry that did survive, and I've had a terrible time with them also, which kills me because they're a care species. How do I hatch them? So I either can water incubate them or put them on peat. Typically, you have much better luck with peat, and you have to put them on the peat moss, and then you got to look up what the incubation time is, and then once they pass that, you can put them in the water and wet them. It's how they survive in nature where they're from. They typically live in large puddles or even Skipper. How the heck are you? Are you still on vacation, Skipper? They live in the puddles or small bodies of water. During the rainy season, they spawn, drop their eggs. Then the puddles dry up during the dry season. They incubate, and then they, when it rains again, they hatch, and that's how they survive, especially with the annuals. All right, Skipper, glad you're here. Do you want to come up? If so, send me a message. I'm just doing a pop-up because nobody else has been streaming today for the most part. Very few of them, I should say. So I'm starting my 4-day weekend. Your peat moss doesn't stay floating. So you take the peat moss out of the tank. So you boil peat moss, put it in a small bag or container, pick the eggs, and you pick the eggs, put them on the peat moss, let them incubate, and then when it's time for them to hatch, you can either separate the eggs or you can just wet the whole thing of peat and put that, let them hatch, and then raise them from there. What else is going on here? Let's see here. I don't see any alerts for anyone going live. Nothing else. Nope. Okay. Skipper, how was your vacation? You could have stopped by when you were passing by. I would have given you a beer. Oh, we're up to 16 people now. It's exciting. Chat's pretty quiet, though. Does anyone know, speaking of RODIs, do they make one for an apartment that you don't have to plumb in? Like a portable one. So you let the peat and eggs dry out completely. Not completely. So the peat needs to stay, I'll say, damp or moist, but no more than that. You don't want it to be completely dry. You don't want it to be dripping. You want it to be right in the middle. And there's some videos on that. Probably Dave Ramsey, I would say. Probably has some good videos about it. He spoke at the Clash last year? 2 years ago. Or 2 clashes ago, I should say. But he has some good videos on doing the peat moss thing. But you definitely got to boil it. And then you got to dry it out, but not completely. And then you put the eggs on it. The peat moss helps also fight fungus because you don't want them to turn white and fungus up. If they do, let me back up a step. White eggs either means, well, no, it's one and the same. If they're not fertile, they're going to turn white and fungus. Or even if they are fertile, they could fungus up also. But yes, you generally speaking, you want the eggs to dry because that's what they do in nature. So, for the annuals, I believe you have to. You have to do that method. Other options, though, I mean, depending on what type of killie it is, you could just take the mop out and put it in a different container also. So, all right. What else is going on, chat? Skipper had a good time. That's good. And how's your flower horn today? Getting more friendly and settled. I got my plants today. Bunny, what kind of plants did you get? Jess, if you water incubate, do you keep them in the water? Yes. So you can either keep them in the tank that they're in, you can put them in a different tank, or you can put them in methylene blue. It all depends on the water quality, what they're in, and what other livestock there is also. It's definitely possible if you have a tank full of Java moss you can have the parents spawn, drop the eggs in the tank that they're in, and they won't eat them if you have enough hiding spots for them. My Aphyosemium striatum. There we go. They've done that for me before. Let's see. Flower horns. We've had flower horns in the class show, and they're usually eye catchers for sure. They're usually pretty big hits. They ship killie eggs in peat. Yes, for sure. I've definitely gotten some. I have a bunch of Nothobranchius Mafia Reds, I believe is what they are. Annual killifish. I bought the peat moss, or the eggs. They were shipped in peat. I incubated them for a couple months and wet them. And I now have 2 males and 3 females, I believe. And they are absolutely beautiful fish. If you're going to Triple Crown, there will be plenty of people to answer breeding questions. Yes, because Triple Crown is also going to be the American Killifish Association, and some of the best killifish breeders are going to be there. A few of them that I'm in contact with often. So, yes, I wish I could go to Triple Crown. I really do. I'm very upset I can't make that. It's going to be a great time. So, all right. Well, things are quieting down. We're down to 14. Not much happening in the chat. So if there's anything else that anybody wants to talk about, I can keep going. If not, I've been going for 50 minutes, which flew by. There should be some streams coming up now, I think. I think Lefty goes in a half an hour, maybe. Oh, no. I lied. An hour and a half. Yeah, it's been rough. There's been really nobody. it's a challenging thing with the streaming world and the calendars. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 people going at once. Other times there's none. I wish we could space out. Bunny, the only Achilles I have are Epiplatus sex fasciatus. They are my first Achilles, and I am madly in love with them. I have not had that species. I've had Epiplatus annulatus, which the rocket Achilles, which I absolutely love, but I have not been good at keeping. Yeah, it's they're adorable. I want them. I'll get them again for sure, but I'm not good at keeping them. The Epiplatus sex fasciatus, I believe, are more colorful, actually. So yeah, I wish I had them. They are beautiful. He had been in West Africa and is posting fantastic killie pics. Who are you talking about, Alshon? Who is he? Of species that he collected. I don't know who he is. If you're going, I have some archers. They are some of my favorite all around. What type of fish is a archer, Bunny? Look above. They ship killies. Alshon, I don't see who you're talking about. Plus. Yeah, I don't see it, Alshon. Who are you talking about? And Bunny, what are archers? I don't know what that is. Lawrence Kent. Okay. I did not see that anywhere above. I apologize. So he had been. Oh, yes. I was actually in a chat with him. And he was figuring out what all he had. And yes, he did get some killies. However, I've not seen the pictures. I will have to figure out where they are. I wish I could go collecting. I don't know where I would go and what I would get, or where I could go that I could get what I want, but I would enjoy that for sure. So, small scale archer fish, don't know the scientific name offhand. I'd like to get some clouded archers also. They both have amazing behavior. Archers are the fish that spit water at bugs. I love it. That's a great idea. On his Facebook page, okay. And I'm gonna Google what a archer fish is. Oh, are they cute? I like them. Oh wow, that one has blue in it. They're pretty cool. I've never even heard of that species, Alshon, the scientific name. All right, everyone. I'm gonna get back to working on the fish tanks and getting ready for tomorrow's club meeting. Thank you for joining me. There's a good chance I might be doing a couple more pop-ups this weekend while I'm off. I enjoy hanging out with everyone. It's a good time. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock is going to be my weekly stream. I will have Rico with me, talking on his point of view of being a Bucks County Aquarium Society member virtually. So we had Susie Q being a regular member 2 weeks ago. Last week we had Callie being the president to get her point of view. So now we'll get Rico as a virtual member. Again, it's continuing on with my focus that I do in my weekly streams of clubs. And we talked about, I always forget the name, Goopus over Great Lake Portland Aquarium Society. I got Shanna 503 Aquatics point of view as a newer member. And then I got to have Kenny E from Daniken Aquatics as president. I got Blake from the Cichlid Club of York over here in Pennsylvania to get his point of view as president of Cichlid Club of York. So continuing on with that. Like I said, tomorrow is Rico. Then next week is going to be John Select Pet. He is president of his club, I believe. I forget which one it is. He'll be joining me. And then after that, I haven't even put the video up yet, I haven't scheduled it yet, is going to be Grant, Garden of Eder. Him and probably Shelby are going to join me. That's in 2 Saturdays. And then after that, I don't think I'm skipping a week. I'm not sure. I might be off on my schedule. Is going to be Eric Wyrock talking about his club. So I'm starting to schedule it out a little bit, which I'm a planner, so it makes my life a lot better. I enjoy that. Bunny asked, Alshon, are the small scale, so are the small scale. I wouldn't mess with brackish just because it's easier on me to keep the same water. I agree, because the common arches are brackish, clouded are straight freshwater. Okay, I'm always learning. And Alshon asks, can I get someone from NJAS? Are you volunteering? I'll put you on the schedule. I'm not familiar with who all is at that club, so I'm interested. If it's a club, I'm interested in having them join me, for sure. I've never been to NJAS, so that would be a learning opportunity for me, which I would absolutely love. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.